am guessing that you're over 50. I'm guessing that you're a woman, and I'm guessing that you have experienced some of the agonies of aging. Well, I have, and that's why I have this channel here. But before we start talking about the things that we can do to avoid these agonies of aging, I want to give you a little different perspective that you're probably not going to see online, because I already went and did the search and I didn't see it there. And it's our perspective. Think back about what your grandparents looked like. I always remember my grandma with silver hair, both of my grandmas. And yet they were probably, when I first remembered them, in their 40s. But back in those days, they didn't really do hair color. They really did age, and their body showed it. Not that hair color is the only way. But I can tell you, if I didn't do my color in my hair, I would look a lot older. And that would be agony of aging. So we know that we have different agonies. We know that our body starts to feel different. But I'm going to give you a different perspective on that. Because our body is changing. And it has changed since we were born. I mean, our body changed more in those first 2 years of life, more than any other 2 years of life, even though those of you that have gone through menopause will not agree with that. But the growth that we had, the changes. And what's the first thing that we ask new moms when we see their babies? Oh, he's so cute. How old is he? We always ask how old. So first of all, we have to agree that aging is not the problem. Okay, our bodies are going to age. There's nothing we can do about it. Even when it says anti-aging, well, if we're anti-aging, then I think we're going to be dead. Because anything that is growing is aging. So we just age in different ways. So we have to decide, are we going to embrace that aging and the word old? Because there are some things that we can do about it. First of all, we just have to decide that we're not going to accept that aging is a bad thing and that there's nothing that we can do about it. I believe that is the very, very first thing. We have to accept that our bodies are aging and that we can't do anything about aging. But guess what we can do something about? We can do something. In fact, we can do a lot of things about helping our bodies along and our minds and our experiences, because they're going to age. But we can do some things and take some action that will make all the difference in the world about how that is going to happen, how we're going to feel, how we're going to look, how we're going to act. See, let's be honest. When somebody hits 40, what do they say? Oh, you're over the hill. And some of us that are over 60 are like, oh, to only be over the 40 hill. Well, actually, I embrace my age because I've had such good experiences, and I've had some bad experiences too. But I don't wish I went back. I'm just so happy that I've been on the journey. But it's my mindset. So we think, oh, once we've hit over 40, things are just going to go down from there. Well, it is true that our bodies don't produce the kinds of things that we need to be young once we hit in our late 20s. And so guess what? That's a long time from our late 20s till like our 80s, our 90s, or even in our 60s and 50s. So it is up to us to adapt and to accept aging so that we don't have agony. We have agony when our body aches. But we can do something about our body aching. I choose to exercise every day. Now, I'm not setting myself on a pedestal because I'm telling you this because I didn't do that for a long time. I bought into the things that other people were telling me, like, oh yeah, just you wait until you turn 50. Oh, you're going to not sleep well at night. Your joints are going to hurt. See, they're giving me the expectation. Just like we give little children expectations like, oh my goodness, you're a year, you're going to start walking. What's the difference? One we're encouraging and one we're discouraging. So is it because we turned over half of a century that now we can't be happy? That we're supposed to accept that life is going to be miserable? Well, I choose not to. I choose not to because I'm going to adapt and I'm going to accept and I'm going to excel as my body ages. So in our channel here, we're going to get very specific about some things that you can do. And I'm going to share my experience because I just thought, okay, as my body ages, there's nothing I can do about it. So whatever happens, happens. Well, that is not true at all because we definitely can. In fact, scientists even think that we can rework some of our DNA. So we can't just say, well, my parents had that, so I'm going to get that, like a disease or something. So anyway, those are the things that we want to look about. We want to have a positive experience. This is not to complain and be grumpy. No grumpy grandmas allowed. All grumpy grandmas have to go take time out. And how do I know that? Because I'm a grumpy grandma sometime. I find myself complaining. Not at my grandkids ever, though. But I am a grandma, so I say, oh, I'm a grumpy grandma. But we have to realize that we can take, and we must take action if we don't want to experience the agony of aging. And it's going to take some change. It's going to take change in the way that we schedule our lives because we need to schedule some things. Just because we're grown up and we don't have a curfew anymore or our parents telling us what to do, that's where we have to take action, create our own schedule. Most of us at this age will have children that are grown or pretty much on their own. So we don't have some of those responsibilities, or maybe you do. Of course, everyone is different. But I found that if I don't put a schedule on and I don't work to get to bed at a certain time and get up at a certain time, then I don't sleep well. But, it's just because I'm growing old. No, it's because we're not making the right choices. For a long time, I didn't move around. I just thought, I'm so busy, that's my exercise. No, I got stressed out. So I'm going to be teaching you and showing you not only what I have done, but we're going to have other people come in and talk about their ideas. And maybe we're going to talk to you about your ideas because we do want this to be a sharing time. We want to be able to teach you that how to do a lot of things that you didn't think you could do because you were aging. So the first thing I want you to do is check out the video here that I talk about. You don't have to act your age. You want to act your attitude. And I choose to be happy. So I tell people, I am 65 years happy. You can say 65 years old. There's nothing wrong with that because that is truth. We have to get over the old is bad. Old is only bad if we don't take care of those things. My house might be considered old because it's 20 years old. It's not a brand new house. But my husband's done so much remodeling, our house is actually built better than some of the brand new builds we were going to buy. So old is not a bad thing. Aging is not a bad thing. But our perspective is what is going to make the difference. So remember, we have to accept it, acknowledge it, embrace it, and act. Act on doing what we can do to make the most of our bodies and our minds and our spirits and our attitudes and our emotions. All those things will just age and wither away. Or you can rise and enjoy the rest of your life so it becomes truly the best of your life because you have so much more living to do. I'm glad that you're here on this aging journey with me because remember, everybody's aging. We're at different stages. So I guess you could say we're at different staging. Welcome.